Hello everyone, this is Nasmus. Welcome to this tutorial. This is going to be more like a long form casual code along or implement along type of video rather than a tightly packed organized tutorial like I did before with LangGraph. So in this tutorial we're going to basically casually implement how to run Sinergym inside a virtual machine provided by Google Cloud. Now Sinergym, as you can see over here, provides a gymnasium-based interface to interact with simulation engines such as Energy Plus. This allows control in simulation time through custom controllers, including reinforcement learning agent. That means that you can use RL agents to basically control the inputs of your simulation, the input parameters of your simulation, of your building simulation. So Energy Plus is a software that basically can simulate energy in energy movement inside buildings. So why this framework is necessary is because it gives you easy access to buildings. Like over here they have many pre-built buildings, so you don't have to build your buildings from scratch using Energy Plus. So in case you don't have deep civil or mechanical engineering knowledge, you can use this framework to automatically choose a building. In case you have your custom needs, you can learn how to change this ep.json file to add the desired capabilities of the building, and it will simulate as such. So my main point is you don't have to make anything from scratch. Also, it gives you an automated way of implementing your RL agent with the Gymnasium environment, with the Gymnasium Energy Plus environment. So you don't have to really implement such a system from scratch, because this system can get complicated. So now you'd be thinking, why would I want to run this kind of software inside a Google Cloud virtual machine? This is because when you're running RL algorithms on this kind of environment, it can take a lot of computational resources, and it can really be impossible to run in case you have a weak PC or a personal computer which does not have a graphics card or CPU capabilities enough to run this kind of algorithms, because RL algorithms, they often need to be trained on hundreds if not thousands of episodes. So that's why we want to run it in Google Cloud. We want to run it in a virtual machine in a Google Cloud. So what we aim to do in this code along walkthrough kind of video is that first we want to create a virtual machine in Google Cloud. So the virtual machine is which we are going to create today is going to have this kind of signature. So we're going to have a virtual machine with Ubuntu 2204 ITS, and basically it's going to have 30 GB of disk size, and it's going to have persistent disk SSD as disk type, and we're going to have an N2 high CPU 8. This kind of configuration is going to let you run this Energy Plus, which is already here as in Docker as a dev container. The developers of Sinergym has kindly put this image inside Docker Hub. So our goal is to basically take this virtual machine that we're going to create right now, and we're going to pull Sinergym in it, and then after pulling Sinergym in it, we want to access it using our local VS Code, which right now I have the dev container running in my local machine, which we don't want that right now. So we are going to set it up such that this container over here can be pulled from Docker machine from Docker Hub into this virtual machine we're going to create using Google Cloud, and then we're going to be able to SSH into the virtual machine using our VS Code over here, so that we can develop and execute our experiments in the cloud, and without using any compute power from our local machine. So as you can see, we have Google Cloud over here. If you open up a new account in Google Cloud, you get $300 worth of credit to be used in 91 days. So I have 87 days remaining over here. So let's start doing what we need to do to run Sinergym in the virtual machine. So as you can see over here, so Sinergym themselves, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It might be Sinergym, but I'm just going to go with Sinergym because that's what comes natural to me. So over here you can see over here Google, they have a page dedicated to Google Cloud integration, which allows easy configuration with cloud execution for experiments. So over here they're using a virtual machine, but the virtual machine they use over here is basically the type of virtual machine that cannot have the VS Code integration in it, because it cannot run a VS Code client. So that's why we're not going to use this, because I want to be able to access the virtual machine using VS Code. So we're going to use Ubuntu instead of this. So over here we have image family as Ubuntu. Other than that, we're going to up the disk size from 20 to 50, and we're going to also and for the disk type and the machine type, we're going to use the same as they're using over here. So just a couple of initial steps over here. So first you want to allow permissions for Google Cloud Build. So if you go over here, you can read through this, and you can go to the Cloud Build setting page, and you want to enable certain permissions over here. Like over here I have compute engine enabled. Over here you have a couple of more of these services, the GCP services that you want to have enabled in order for this to work. You can go through details over here on what you want to work, and what you want to work in order for this to happen. So also you have to enable Google Cloud Services in the API library. So you can do something like this. You can go to your GCP portal over here, and you can open up the terminal over here. So the Cloud Shell terminal that comes with Google Cloud. And you can run this command over here. I'm not going to run it because I have already run these commands over here. So you have to enable the services. So I already have the services enabled. As you can see, it's listed over here. So we're good. So you can do that. I don't need to do that since I did it already. After that, they go on to basically set up the virtual machine. This is where we're going to So this is where we're going to come back to the notes I wrote over here. And these notes are going to be provided in the video description or the pinned comment. You can check over there because I'm going to provide these resources in order for them to be easier to be copied and pasted. So I'm going to go over here and copy these. So to start with, you can see over here, I already have a virtual machine set up because obviously I have tried this before making this tutorial. So if I go to VMs, so compute engine over here. So if I go to VM instances, you can already see that I have this virtual machine instant already over here, but the status is stopped. But we're going to create another one, which is Sinergym 3 with the same configuration, just for this tutorial purpose. So let's start with this. So just changing the name to be able to change the name to Sinergym 3. And we want to copy and paste this in the Cloud Shell terminal. Oops. Okay, so there you go. This will take some time and it will create the virtual machine for you. So as you can see over here, I have the details of the virtual machine. The name is Sinergym 3. The zone is Middle East Central because I am in the Middle East right now. So this is an appropriate location to provide because it will give you a good speed and also a good cost. Because if you are in a certain location and you connect somewhere far away, obviously the latency increases by a lot, and also the cost. So now if you reload Google Cloud Console, you're going to see that I have Sinergym 3, and the instance is already running for some reason. Okay. Maybe when you make it like that, it runs. So now, in order to be able to pull this image from Docker, because you want to be able to pull this image from Docker because this is a dev container, and you want to be able to build the container using this image so that all your dependencies are already installed inside this dev environment, and you don't have to be installing everything one by one inside your VM. Because this software, Sinergym, it has very diverse set of requirements that you need to install. For example, it needs Energy Plus to be there in order for it to run. And Energy Plus is basically a decent sized software, given that it's going to, it's natural, given that it's going to run the simulation for you. So you don't want to get into that hassle of installing everything one by one. So as you can see over here, they have a thing for manual installation, which has a bunch of things that you have to do, like install Energy Plus, and then they have like many other dependencies, obviously, which they put in the poetry file. But we don't want to do any of that. they recommend that we use the Docker container to run their software, and we're going to do exactly that. Even if it means that we have to do it in the VM, we're going to do that in the VM. If it's going to be in our local environment, we're still going to use this Docker image in order to make our life easy and run their software easily, instead of cherry picking these dependencies and installing it one by one. So that's the reason why we want to install Docker, and we want to install Docker in this Sinergym VM that we just created. And now, in order to do that, we have to do a couple of things. So we have to basically go to this one over here. Oops. We have to go to this one over here. I already have it open for you. So it shows that the container registry has deprecated, but into artifact registry. But this tutorial is still valid for what we're trying to do. Okay. So if we go, so they say that the best way so this page describes how to configure a third-party client to authenticate with container registry. Okay. So now this is because the GC services that integrate with container registries are pre-configured with permissions to access repositories in the same project. Okay, just go through this and you'll understand why we need to basically set up authenticate Google Cloud to run with this third-party stuff, like Docker and everything. So as you can see over here, they had the recommended method is GC Cloud credential helper. So configure your container registry credentials for use with Docker directly in Google Cloud. So we're going to do this one. Okay. So for that, we're going to have to first go back to our VM instance, and we're going to log in. So just, you see, I pasted Google Cloud auth login, and now I'm going to have to take this link and go in and continue. And we're going to copy this, and we're going to paste it over here to authenticate our to log in Google Cloud in our virtual machine. So once we did that, we are ready to do the next step, which is we want to configure authentication with service account credentials. Okay, so we're going to have to run this command. In order to run this command, you need first set account and key file. So in order to set the account, you want to go to the service accounts over here, and you want to basically go inside this one, and you want to you want to copy this one over here, the email, and you're going to have to paste it over here. So this over here, you have to paste it over here. So like something like this. Okay, so I'm not going to paste it. I already have it somewhere, but you have to like paste it over here. And for the key files, you want to go to this one over here, this link over here. So you just click on Identity and Access Management Documentation, and you want to, over here. So you want to download basically this file with this kind of key. For that, you have to go to the service account, and then I think you have to generate the key from somewhere over here. So keys over here, You go to keys, and I already have an active key, but if you don't have an active key, you want to create a new key, and then that process is going to automatically download a key for you, which I already have over here, so I'm not going to do it again, but you are free to do it. So over here, yeah, so this is the key I already made. Okay, so now since you have like both of them, since you have the this one over here, the account over here, and also the key file, make sure you save it somewhere because we're going to have to upload it later. You can go back to your Google Cloud, your VM instance over here. Okay, so I already have it over here, you see. So I have like the same command copied and pasted over here, but with my account and the key location over here. But for this, this is the key name, okay, the key name that was generated. But for this, you have to like first upload it, okay? You have to first upload it in your VM. So let me just SSH into the VM first. You just click this connect SSH over here. I know there's a bunch of steps that you have to go through, but trust me, it's worth it because you'll get to run your whole experiment in the cloud and for free, because Google already gives you $300 credit when you start off. So excellent if you're not in a lab and you just want to run the experiments at home. Okay, so like I was saying, I think you want to cloud login in this one too. To copy this, just like usual, paste it. I'm going to copy this and paste it over here again. And now you are logged in. And now you want to upload this file that I was talking about. So I already have it over here in my downloads folder, and it's called .h something something. So let me just go over here and I choose this one, and you want to upload file. Okay, you want to upload the file. So it has to show up over here, okay? Transferring one item, and now the tick mark. So that means it has already been uploaded. And now you just copy and paste this. That will let you authenticate your VM to run Docker. So now you can see activated service credential for my service computer. And that's good. So we have that done. So now we want to do something like this. We want to add the user to the Docker group. So you do this, you copy this, paste this, and then you want to log out and log back in using the new grep docker command. And then you want to verify that you are a member. So as you can see over here, yes, I'm here, I'm a member. Okay, my username shows up, Nasmus at UAEU _UAEU. Okay, so now we finally get to pulling the image. So sudo docker pull image, and this is the address of this image over here. So now we get to pull it. Let's pull it. So now it's going to take some time because this is I think a 600 MB image, around 600 MB image. So depending on your internet speed, it's going to take some time, but it's going to pull it for you. I'll get back to you when it's done pulling. So as you can see, it's pulling around. So in compressed form, it's 600 MB, but when you uncompress it, the whole software is around 4.5 GBs. As you can see, it's going to download it. I'll get back to you once we're done downloading. Okay, so now I'm back. The download has completed. And then the next step that we have to do is basically you want to check if the image was pulled or not. So we use the docker images command just to check if the image was pulled. So as you can see over here, the image was pulled, and the total size is 13.6 GB. So now our mission changes to running the Sinergym container. So in order for that, we have to first create the container using this image. Okay, so let's create the container using this image. You can also do it using this command, which combines the creating and run functions, but we're just going to do it separate in order for more clarity. I like it that way. So you can do docker create --name Sinergym container. So this is the name of our container, and this is the name of our image that we just pulled. And so we want to make Sinergym container out of this image. So when we hit enter, it already creates the image. And now we want to start the container. It already created the container from the image. And now we want to start the container. Okay, let's see. Yes, it's so we started the container. So now we want to check if the container is running. So this docker ps-a ps-a is going to give you the status of all the containers. So as you can see, we have a container running. It was created 37 seconds ago, and it's running right now. So it's up 21 seconds. That means it's running. So now, after starting the container, we want to, now we have our container basically running in the virtual machine. So now we want to SSH into this container. So first we want to SSH into the virtual machine, and then we want to select this container as our developer environment, and we want to be able to develop in this container that we just created from the image. We want to be able to develop in this container using Sinergym. Okay, so now we're going to go to our favorite VSCode over here, and then we can just, so I'm just going to make this a little smaller because I want to see the commands that I written down before. So now I'm just going to so basically I'm going to try to SSH into this image. So first we want to go to a command palette. So instead of doing this, we can also go to the palette. I think somewhere over here we have the command palette. So as you can see, it does the same thing. And now we can go to remote SSH, open SSH configuration file, and you choose the first configuration file. So now I have this from before. If you don't have this, if you're doing it for the first time, you might not have all these things written. Maybe you'll have only 2 of them written. So in that case, you have to write the identity file. What is the identity file? We're going to come to that soon. Okay, so now what we want to do first is we want to go to our VM and we want to copy our external IP address. Okay, and we want to paste it in our config file. Okay, so now just like this, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, and then put your username over here. Okay, and this host name, it can be anything. Okay, the host name can be anything, and this is your username. So what you want to put in this identity file is basically you want to put the GCP SSH key. In order to do that, in order to generate the GCP SSH key, there are certain commands that you can follow. Okay, so now that we have pasted the host name from our VM's external IP over here into this hostname field, and you have also put down your user key. In order to generate SSH key over here, the GCP SSH key, you can use this command over here. So I'm just going to copy and paste it over here temporarily just to show it to you. So as you can see over here, this is the command that you want to print in your terminal in order to generate an SSH key, and you can put your username over here. And this one is going to create a GCP.sh GCP-sh-key file in your root address, which we have over here. So if I go to my root over here, I'm in a Mac, so I'm just going to go to my username over here, and then you want to show you want to be able to show your hidden files over here, and then you go to the SSH folder, which is hidden, and then you want to go to this one over here, GCP-SSH-key, and you want to open it as a text editor, in a text editor over here. And as you can see, there's this one address over here, which is your basically SSH key. You want to copy this one, and you want to go inside your VM, and you want to be able to, let me just minimize this. You want to be able to put it in. So you if you noticed, I hit edit over here on the top, and you want to edit your VM with this SSH key over here. So you click add item, and you put this SSH key, and then you save it. Okay, so once you're done saving the SSH key, and basically you also want to link your the root and the SSH key file. So basically this file over here, you want to link it over here, but you don't have to put .pub. Sorry, you don't so you are basically linking this file, okay? But this one, the pub file, the contents of this one, you want to put in your GCP VM and save it. Okay, once you have done all that, you are ready for for SSHing into this virtual machine. So now you're going to click on the bottom left side over here, which opens a remote window, as you can see my mouse over here, and then you want to connect to host, and as you can see our VM is already listed over here, and you click it, and now we are connecting to our VM. We are connected to our VM, and if you open a terminal now, you're going to see that we are already in our VM. So this is Sinergym 3, and this is my username, and we are already inside this VM over here, our VM Sinergym 3. So now that we are in Sinergym 3, we want to be able to get inside our Docker container. which is already running in this virtual machine. So before I want to do that, before I proceed to do that, I want to also check if my container is still running. So we use this docker psa command, and we can see, okay. So now there's a problem with the permission over here, so you have to add your user. So I'm just going to put these commands down. So you have to once you have to add your user, you have to log in and log out, and then you want to verify if your user was added. So yes, now I'm added. So this is my username, I'm added. So now let's see if Docker is running, if the container is running. I don't think so. Oh yeah, it's running. Okay, so it's running. As you can see over here, our container has exited 13 minutes ago. Sorry, our yeah, it's not running. Okay, so now we can run our container. If it's not running, you just run your container. Okay. So where's the command that I used to run the containers? So here, start the container. Okay, so we started the container, and now let's check if the container is running. So you can see our container is up 11 seconds ago, so our container is running. So now let's try to get into this container. Okay, so maybe we can use this command and see. Okay, so sometimes when you are in your VM, when you inside the VSCode and you are SSH'd into the VM, sometimes problems can occur, like you know, you have like something like this where it shows that your permission has been denied, and you are unable to connect to the Docker daemon. So in that case, what you want to do is you want to run these 3 commands over here. So first you want to just like we did before, you want to do like sudo username, and then this command, and then you want to log in and out using your group, and then you want to verify whether your name is in the group. And once you do that and you see your username in the group, like over here, and you also want to see Docker over here, you're good to go. And in that so now you can just basically list all the running containers, and you can see whether your container is running. And then once your container is running, you want to go to the command palette and you want to attach to running container. And as you can see over here, our Sinergym container shows up, and then you can basically click on it, and basically that's it. You have your Sinergym dev environment running in Google Cloud. Congratulations, you have basically set up your reinforcement learning AI development environment inside Google Cloud, and you won't have to use your computer resources again, unless of course you want to stop paying Google. But there you go. It's going to take some time to load up. As you can see, the first time it takes some time to load up. As you can see, there are a bunch of stuff going on over here. Once it finishes, it's going to show up your environment over here, and then we're going to run some basic commands and see like if the Sinergym software is installed in our GCP development environment. I'll be back when this finishes. So now we're back. As you can see over here, stuff is still happening. VS Code is still basically keeping the container on watch. And right now we have our So we are in the GCP Sinergym container, and we're in the GCP environment, and as we can see, we're in the Sinergym container and the GCP environment, and you can see all of the software is over here. And now, in order to just basically test it, let me create a Jupyter notebook. So let me just test dot IPYNB. Okay, just for testing. And I want to just put some imports over here first, because we want to import these things over here. So select a kernel. So once, I think you have to like basically you can create a virtual environment basically over here. Once you create the virtual environment over here, you can install the dependencies using this command provided by Sinergym. So if you go to the installment command, and you can do poetry install, no interaction. So just open up a new terminal over here, and you want to install all the components. Okay, so now I have moved the test file from the global environment into the Sinergym folder, and then I run the dependencies, and you can see the dependencies are installing. The dependencies has been installed, and now we're going to just check the version of Sinergym that we are running. So as you can see, we are running 3.8.7, and these are the environments available in Sinergym. As you can see, it's a long list. So we have successfully installed Sinergym in our virtual machine, and we have SSH'd into that Sinergym dev environment in our virtual machine using VSCode. So that's about it. That's all you need to run your reinforcement learning experiments with building energy management in Google Cloud. So before I leave, I just want to show you how to turn everything off safely. So now you're in the virtual environment. You want to cross it out, and basically once you're done doing that, you want to go to your VM and make sure you are not SSH'd in. Okay, so oops, I didn't want to do that. So now we are over here in Sinergym. Actually, we should have stopped the container first in our VS Code environment, but no problem. You can you can also SSH into the the VM like this, and you can check if something is running using the docker psa command again. ps-a. As you can see, this is running. So you want to stop this docker container first. Okay, you want to be able to stop it first. So now I can do something like docker stop and our container name. So this will stop our container. Hopefully faster, but it's taking some time to stop the container. Now our container is stopped, and we can see that our container has exited 4 seconds ago, and now we want to exit the VM, and then you want to carefully stop this VM. Okay, stop this VM so that you don't get charged for the compute. Okay, you don't get charged for the compute if you decide to like keep on running the VM. You're going to get charged for both the compute and the persistent storage, but in this case you're just going to get charged for the persistent storage. And what I've seen overnight with this configuration is that you get charged around around like 20 cents or 15 cents per night if you are using a 50 GB persistent SSD, and if you're using the Middle East Central server. Back a container, or if you want to start a container back up when you come the next day and you want to work, you have to start the virtual machine first, or from over here, and you have to wait till you see a green tick mark over here. Okay. So you refresh the page and you can see that the instance is running. So once the instance is running, you can go to VSCode and you can open up the command palette and open up the SSH configuration file, and using the bottom left button over here you connect to the host. And once you're connected to the host, you are basically going to be inside the virtual machine. Open up a container. Okay, for some reason my container okay, so once you have the virtual machine running, what happens is the external IP address, it changes. Okay, it's ephemeral, because like which means like it's going to change every time you basically open it, based time you stop and start the VM. So now you have to change the external IP address in order to connect to the VM. Okay, so you can see over here I put the ephemeral external IP address over here, and now let's log in into our host. As you can see, I'm going to log in. After I log in, you can see in the VS Code I'm inside the terminal of the virtual machine, and now I'm going to see like if any containers are running. Oops, wrong command. So yep, it's so our container has exited. So now what we want to do is we want to start this container back up. Okay, so in order to do that, we just run the container. Okay, so in order to do that, as you can see over here, we have the container and it's not running. In order to run the container, we just do container start and then the container name over here. That should start the container up. So now if you see that our container is up. Once the container is up, you basically want to go inside the dev environment of this container. So this is the command you want to use. So dev container attached to running container. And as you can see, it shows up, and we're going to be back again in our environment soon. This time it's going to be faster because you are already loaded up the environment once, so it will be faster now. So once you do that, you can just hit play just like before and run your experiments. So as you can see, the Sinergym version shows up, and also the environment IDs show up for Sinergym. So that's about it. I think in this video we covered a lot. Basically how to create a virtual machine, how to pull the Sinergym dev container using Docker inside the virtual machine, how to SSH into that virtual container, into the dev environment in the virtual container, in order to be able to develop inside the virtual machine, how to stop a virtual machine and a project safely, how to start it back up the next time you log in to basically minimize cost and also upkeep of the VM overnight. So I hope this video can help someone, and it acts as a comprehensive package on how to develop, how to run compute expensive experiments, AI experiments in the cloud. Thank you very much. I've been Nasmus, and if you like this video, please like the video and subscribe. You don't have to subscribe, but if you like the video, it really boosts my morale a little bit, and I know that I'm helping people, so thank you.